So we're just going to continue with where we were. Baba Sai is about to take Masamadhi. So now at 1, the Muslims has realized so the Mecca and Medina in the form of Baba. And the Zoroastrians saw Prophet Zoroaster and the holy fire, while the Christians present saw their beloved Lord Christ. It was Baba's way of saying he was present in all, and all were present in him. So really beautiful. So all forms of divinity are present in Guruji. That's why he used to say, Mainu kisi form vich bhi dekho. I am, you can see me in Lord Krishna, you can see me as, Sai Baba, or you can see me as Jesus Christ. Whoever you see me as, I will be that. Because it is all one. He was present in all, and all were present in him. At 1, once the Aarti was concluded, Baba requested all the devotees to go to their homes and lodgings. Tatya all of a sudden became completely well. Earlier, whenever Tatya vomited blood, Baba would vomit blood, and it would be all over Dwarkamai. His devotees would be keep cleaning the blood off the floor and also dab Baba with a wet cloth. But after Aarti, Tatya was completely all right. He came running to Dwarkamai, met Baba, and Baba took Shama to drop Tatya back home. So now both Baba and Tatya looked at each other. Baba was aware that this was the last time physically both of them would ever meet. His eyes spoke so much love for Tatya that Tatya began to cry, still unaware that Baba was going to soon drop his mortal shell. This happened at 2 in the afternoon, just 27 minutes before Baba now took Samadhi. Baba has sent everybody away, but his closest disciples were with him. Though not in Dwarkamai, he was truly not in good shape. But Baba kept sitting all the while, satisfying all those who saw him with visions, love, blessings. It was as though all Baba wanted to do was to give his children all he could while he was in the body. So Mahapurushes, Gurus are so all-encompassing. Their love is all-encompassing and all-compassionate. All they wanted to do and all they do is give love to their devotees. He then called Lakshmi Bai towards him. He slowly put his hand in his right pocket and removed 5 coins, and from his left pocket of the kafni, he removed 4 coins. He handed the 9 coins now to Lakshmi Bai. He then told her in a soft whisper, as his breath was slowly leaving his body, "These 9 coins keep with you. There are 9 qualities required to win one's God, goddess, and master. The first, absence of ego. The second, absence of jealousy. The third is to be devoid of attachment, which separate one from God. The 4th coin represents selfless service, without any personal gain. The 5th coin stands for having complete faith in one's God, goddess, guru. The 6th should always remind all the seekers to have a calm and peaceful nature no matter what goes on in one's life. The 7th represents the constant yearning to know the eternal truth. So always seeking by reading, by listening to Gurbani, by being in satsangs. So by having that thirst for Guruji's Gurbani and what it is trying to teach us to attain the eternal truth or to know the eternal truth. The 8 stands for being devoid of envy, and the 9th point stands for being humble. Not to be filled with pride and not to indulge in slander and gossip and finding flaws in others. So we must avoid, of course, we all do it. We all judge, we all criticize. Like Guruji used to say, ABC na kitta karo. Accuse or abuse, blame, criticize. Avoid it. Of course, it's human nature and we are not divine beings. So it's difficult sometimes when somebody's hurting us or has irked us or provoked us, but at least we can aspire to be better and not bitter. So we must not indulge in slander and gossip and finding flaws in others. Only and only then can one move forward towards our one and only Creator, Father, Mother, everything. Rabda, these 9 coins also signify the 9 attributes to walk the path. They are in order. The first coin signifies to keep company of saints, good human beings, reading and listening to the words of the Master. So, again, to reiterate, Jaisi Sangat, Vaisi Rangat. So, good company, good human beings, being around people who are seekers like yourself. It is important to be in their company. Reading also. Reading, like Guruji said, autobiography of Yogi Paro. He gave us many books, like, Shiv Puran also, different volumes. And of course, today he's making us, nothing is happening without his hukam. He's making us read this book, Rabda, which is again by Rusbe. And prior to this, we read the trilogy of the Fakir. So they are all the same. They're teaching us this one and only. So, first and foremost, good reading, good company, and listening to the words of the Master, which comes through Gurvani, or a lot of books again. The second is reading or hearing the sacred text. Third coin represents to always serve the Guru, selflessly and only with love, without seeking anything from the Guru, as the Guru always knows what is best for each one. The fourth coin signifies that on the path one has to do away with false ego, wrong thoughts, wrong words, and deeds, and always be selflessly and with love surrendered to one's God, Goddess, and Master. So, even to keep our mind healthy and happy, it's important to surround ourselves with positive energy. So, today's social media, kind of dominium, where we are surrounded and encompassed by Netflix and, different platforms, important to read and imbibe something that will keep us light. Because each one of us, as we're going deeper into Guruji's realm, by living his word, by doing his seva, doing the seva that he's granted us, we are becoming more and more sensitive to energies. So, like Guruji used to say in his light moment, watch comedy rather than a horror or a crime kind of movie. Because these things impact us. हमें असर होता है. Like Guruji used to say, "Tonu asar hunda hai." Your vibration falls. Too much news is also detrimental to our mental health. Be aware, but don't absorb. Observe, but don't absorb. The fifth is to spend all your life in prayers and chanting, which is Nam Simran. The sixth point means to try your best to keep working on your character flaws and inherent tendencies that take you away from the path. So the inherent tendencies might be not just gossiping, could be, in today's world, there's so much importance given to keeping up appearances. So living that lie, you're lying to the world and you're lying to yourself. So that is also comes under character flaws, why we don't have the courage to be ourselves, because we need to be what people want us to be. So that is also a character flaw. One must have strength to be genuine, authentic, and be true to oneself and kind to oneself, and not compromise on ourselves to give time to others also. First and foremost, give time to yourself. Walk, do massages, learn whatever you have to learn, whether it's learning a dance or a song or doing yoga, whatever it is that you need to learn to improve yourself. First, give yourself time. When you are upright, then you can serve others around you. Inherent tendencies we all have, like getting angry, maybe whatever it is, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Kar, we all have it, that take you away from the path. The seventh point makes it clear that no matter what goes on in one's life, to go through life with calmness and positive surrender or positive acceptance of one's lot, after giving one's best to each moment, taking whatever life dishes out to you, then as the blessings and prasad of the Lord. So take it all as blessings and prasad of the Lord. The 8 stands for having calm patience no matter what. So similar to the other one, but to go through life in the seventh realm, the seventh coin says that it's important, no matter what you're going through, to go through it with calmness and positive acceptance. Because when we are calm, the storm will ride over and would have learned our lesson. The idea for the storms to come is to learn our every life lesson that we need to learn with calmness and positive surrender. So the 8, as I said, is calm patience no matter what. And the 9th coin represents faith. The pure faith that your master knows what is best for you, even when we are hurting. Guruji knows that we are hurting. When we are in despair, Guruji knows we are in despair. But it is having that absolute, unwavering faith that he knows and he is also working towards whatever is best for us. Irrespective of what you think or want or feel, never forget this, my Rabda, that these are all the attributes that one must embrace, learn, and shed. Kez nodded. He did not want to see Rabda's final moments. But if this was what Baba wanted him to go through, so be it. Baba began to gasp for breath now. He took a supreme effort to speak the final sentence, something that would become a focal point of love and devotion for millions of his lovers for time eternal. I'm not feeling well, said Baba. Take me to the Wada. I will feel better there. Saying this, Baba, still seated, shut his eyes and sighed the final exhale. By Wada, Baba always meant Bhuti Wada, the temple being constructed for the Lord. Bagoji was the first one to realize that Baba had taken Samadhi. He cried out, and all waiting at the entrance of Dwarka Mai came rushing in. Nimonka put water in Baba's mouth, but the water trickled out. He was no more. He cried out, Deva, and Baba slowly opened his eyes. He sighed out and exhaled, and then shut his eyes again for the very last time. The king had left his body. He had exactly 16 rupees in his possession, just enough not to burden anybody for the expenses of his tomb or other requirements of feeding the poor after the mandatory prayers. After the initial haggling between the Hindus and Muslims, it was finally decided that as long as all communities had access to Baba's holy tomb, Baba's body would be rested in the same place reserved for Lord Krishna's statue. In fact, the place already has 6 feet reserved by Baba for the god of the temple, which for eternity shall always remain Baba Sai himself. Thus, on 16th October at 4 in the afternoon, Baba's body was placed outside Dwarka Mai. Khair searched for Rabda, but realized that Rabda was no more. What he had failed to see was that Baba took Samadhi. Countless spirits entered Baba's spirit and merged with the divine radiance. They had been graced with his meher. Baba's body was still supple and not stiff, as is the case with most bodies devoid of the life force. On a table, Baba's body was placed and his body was given a bath. Then a white cloth was spread on Baba's body, and for the last time, all those grieving lovers of Baba gazed at Baba's body. The fakir who lived his life in tattered kafni, begging for food, was given a king's procession through his dear lanes of Shiddi. First, in the open ground where Baba's body was to be placed, Baba's lifelong companion, his brick, was placed. For some reason, the devotees broke the already broken brick into pieces and scattered them into the open ground, and then Baba's stick, the satka, was placed. Then Baba's beloved chinnams, a needle and stitching material with which our Baba used to stitch his torn kafni, along with some spices with an old bag that Baba never allowed anybody to touch, was placed. Of course, Kaz realized that many by now had opened the old bag, which contained a green kafni, and a cap was placed too. Then various layers of cloth was placed, and then Mahaspati, Shama, Dikshit and Bhuti lifted our Baba's body and slowly with other devotees put Baba's body into Mother Earth. There was deep deafening silence as people all around still could not believe their temperamental, grumpy, kind father, mother, brother, friend, who only loved and gave love, and took upon himself all their problems would never be seen physically walking the lanes of Shirdi, saying, Allah Malik, Allah Bala Kare. Rabda remembered one thing. I have promised one and all my children that I will through my tomb take care of them. That I am not this body, like Guruji used to say also. कि इस body के साथ नहीं attach हो. Because I am not this body. I am the eternal one. That if they take one step towards me, 1,000 steps I will take towards them. That if they ask me something with true love and devotion, I will answer them. That I have not gone anywhere. That I was, am, and always will be the slave of my children. You too never forget this, Bacha. Now they were back in the cave. Baba walked towards Rabda and embraced him. Kez began to cry. He never wanted to leave Baba's side. So that is the one but final chapter, and the last chapter, if I may. This is the grand finale now, and just a few pages left. If there are any questions, please ask.
Anybody has questions? I think, Auntie, we are good. You can read further.
So Shirdi was Baba and Baba was Shirdi. Back in the cave, Kaz sat, and for the first time he meditated on Sai. He followed his breath, inhalation and exhalation, all the while engrossed in Baba's Sai and his name. Now he truly understood the meaning of the sentence Ram se bada uska naam, which loosely translated means higher than Lord Rama is the faith in Lord Rama. When Lord Rama was guided by the goddess that the way to reach Lanka was to build a bridge across the ocean to Lanka, Lord Rama was perplexed. How is one to make a bridge across an ocean? In those days, virtually 5,000 years before Lord Christ, Lord Hanuman found the simple task. He told Rama that all one needed to do was to inscribe Jai Shri Rama, Hail Lord Rama, on each stone, and then the stone would float. And that way there would be millions of floating stones and the bridge to Lanka would be built. Sri Rama nodded and picked up a stone and put it into the water, and it immediately sank. So he wrote his name on the rock, and in the second, even this rock got submerged. Lord Rama was now perplexed. If the rocks he put into the ocean sank without a trace, how would the other rocks float to form a bridge across the ocean? Lord Hanuman picked up a heavier stone, inscribed the words hailing Lord Rama, and put it into the water, and the rock floated comfortably. The scores of monkeys followed suit, and their rocks floated too. Sri Rama was perplexed. How did the stones float with just his name when the rocks he had personally put into the water submerged? It was then that he realized that the faith Lord Rama and the army of monkeys had in him and in his spirituality, as well as his divinity and Godhead, was far stronger and deeper than the faith he had in himself. Thus, it is all about faith and true surrender. God is He. God is who? He is because we have faith in God too. God's power too lies in the faith His very own creation has in Him and her. Thus, more important than the existence of God is the faith and love His and her creation have in God. So therefore, Guruji used to say, Mainu yaad kitta karo. So that collective remembrance of each of his Sangat brings about more power, brings more strength in him. It's a symbiotic relationship between us and Guruji. Guruji used to say, Tuadi khurak main aur meri khurak tusi ho. So when we all sit in a satsang, we are giving so much power to that devotion, to that faith. And that is what makes Guruji truly happy. So when we remember him, sitting in remembrance, and with love in our hearts, with nothing else, no expectation, that is when we really get closer to Guruji and his teachings. Kez sat in a corner, shut his eyes, and he knew not for how long he sat. But he was immersed in Baba. And after a while, the Baba within him was more intimate and far more real than the one who sat by the very fire. That is eventually because Kez had experienced oneness with Baba Sai. He was certain now, no matter what destiny had in store for him, nobody and nothing could take Baba away from him. So that's the kind of faith and unwavering devotion that we all need to have, that no matter what, once we can feel Guruji in our hearts, doesn't matter what's in store for us, Guruji will always be there and nobody can take us away from our Guru. Whether he is a sinner or a sage, nothing mattered but the immense comprehension that Rabda was within cares for all eternity and beyond. Sorry, immense comprehension that Baba was within cares for all eternity and beyond. So Guruji is within our hearts. You say, "मैं अंत विच तुहाडे अंदर दे गुरु नूं जगाना है." So this is true that Guruji used to say कि, रब तुहाडे बाहर नहीं है, आस-पास नहीं है, तुहाडे अंदर ही है, and मैं तुहाडे अंदर दे रब नूं जगाना है. After how long Kaz opened his eyes, he knew not. But when he did so, Baba Sai sat looking at him with all the tenderness that creation had ever evoked. It was love that surpassed the accumulated love every mother of every species ever had for her children. And in that moment, for the first time, Kaz did not care whether all this was just a dream, a drug-induced stupor, a coma-aggravated illusion, or the real deal. He had sipped from the goblet of love, and now he was loved too. And in that love, he knew that Baba was his forever, just as Baba belonged to all who loved him for himself and not what Baba could bring to the table, or the miracles, or the karmic manipulations, or spiritual growth or liberation. Nothing to do with balance, only love. So this is what we need to arrive at, each devotee of Guruji, to arrive at a place of just love. Love for our Guru, without any transactional kind of, chatter that we have. "Aap mujhe ye de do," you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. It is just pure love. Kaz realized that only love truly mattered. Everything else was danda. Danda means transaction, business, and transactions in the name of love and spirituality and faith and surrender. You can pray and slit a goat's throat, or you can take an axe and slit the throat, or you can take a dagger and chop the throat. Eventually, for the goat, it was all the same. The Muslims and Hindus do the same, and they do it to appease God. Has anybody asked the goat what it thought about a God who got appeased only when its goat throat was slit? Doesn't make sense. So mankind has made its own rules, but God is never appeased when, in the name of God, we commit crimes. I'm always with you, Rabda. Why worry when I am with you? Never be scared. Never doubt, never worry. This is for all of us. Each one of us tend to worry. We tend to get into a fear zone. But we must remember that there's never anything to fear because Guruji is always near. And we need to practice turning our worry into worship, fear into faith. Your Baba is always with you, always, and remember that the mother is always with you. Step into Masjid of Ai and keep her blessings in the form of the holy ash with you. This is a blessings and protection. And yes, Bacha of mine, Allah Malik, Raja Ram, Sai. So all is one. Doesn't matter what you have on your lips, it is all one. You are giving God love by just reciting his name and being in his remembrance. In life force exists the sigh of God waiting to be realized and embraced. But we are so embroiled, and there's so many layers of our karmic, karmic debts that we have to pay. We are encompassed with layers and layers of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ankar, and layers of karmic debts that we have to clear off, that we don't see beyond that. We are completely consumed by our own ego. We don't even know what is beyond I, me, myself. So when we go to Guruji, Guruji, mera ye theek kar do, mere bachcho ka ye kar do, promotion de do, naya ghar de do. So it's all material things. But when we take away those layers, and we realize we are only light also. When we go, there is nothing but a speck of that light that belongs to the divine light. That is a part of the divine light. So when we realize that and feel it and know it, then when we come to Guruji, we will only want to be immersed in his love. That will be our only goal. And that is the real goal. Now, last page. The nurse rushed into the room. Her famous patient, for the first time, was having a convulsion. Tears were rolling down his cheeks, and his body kept being lifted inches above the bed. Two doctors rushed in and jabbed injections into Kez's body. After a long time, Kez stabilized. What do you think happened? Asked the nurse. Hard to say, said Kez. Normally, I would have said it as though the patient had gone through a horrible nightmare or experience and that the spirit was trying its best to come out of the body. With this guy who knows. These artists have stuffed their bodies with so much of alcohol and drugs that it's hard to say anything. Keep me informed. I don't want him dead. The publicity this hospital gets from him being in coma is phenomenal. So it is important that he is alive. Doctor, this is not the way to speak. He too is God's child. Oh, please. People like him all their lives live in a haze of alcohol and drugs. I have no pity for such people, says the doctor. And trust me, neither does God. All his fans have kept sent snaps of various gods, goddess, masters. Look at this room. It looks more like some temple than a hospital room. But trust me, this guy must be in a haze wherever he is. And wherever he is, there is no God. So just do as you are told. The nurse kept quiet. She looked at Kez. It was a full moon night. The moonbeams entered the room and bathed the man with their calm presence. Kez seemed to be peaceful once more. She had noted things which she knew were best not to share. She had seen light enter and leave him. She had heard laughter. She had sniffed various fragrances and aromas sitting in the room, waiting for the musician to come back to the world of the living. She walked towards Kez, caressed his forehead, and for a moment she felt as though he smiled. Jai Baba Bacha, be blessed always. Wherever you are, do not worry, my Sai is there with you for sure. So if you remember the beginning of the book, Kez was in a coma. He was, he had tried to commit suicide. And now the last page is about Kez. So, but they want to keep him alive. So that is that. The book is over. There's so many takeaways, so many lessons to learn on how to live our lives, how to live our best lives, to make Guruji proud of us, to make him feel that and know that we are truly his disciples, not even devotees. We are his disciples who are in alignment of his hukam, his teachings. Satsang karo, seva karo, simran karo. Be always in good company, because Guruji used to say, Jaisi sangat, vaisi rangat. Jahan ho pyar, wana karo vyapar. In today's transactional world, people are looking for opportunities even amidst the sangat. So they're looking for business opportunities, and they're making it transactional. And some are not even really there for the right reasons. So, we must be discerning also, must not be over friendly with Sangat. Guruji was never in favor of that. He used to say, Mere te dhyan do. And we get so fascinated when a celebrity walks in or somebody known walks in to the satsang. We must focus on him. Ek bar maine hi bola, maine kaha, Guruji Sharmila to aayi hai. Kande unnu bhi to main hi banaya na, mere te dhyan de. So he was so cute. He is very cute. He's looking out for each one of us. Never doubt that. And turn your doubts into faith. Turn your fear into faith. Turn your worries into worship. And be calm, stay calm. The storms will come and go. And know that he is our true shelter. In the end, Swasadi Malana Simra Tera Naam and Guruji Rakhi Channa De Naam. Jai Guruji. Any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask. We have completed the book. I'm very pleased. And hopefully we can read it again at some other time.
Anybody has questions?
Auntie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Auntie. It's a beautiful book and you beautifully explained it to us. And we are very grateful to you. And Shukrana Guruji that you made this happen. So thank you very, very much, Auntie.
Thank you. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you for inviting me on this platform.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much. Really, it was a pleasure having you, and you have explained this book in so much of detail, and we really need to hear the recordings, over and over again. Because the problem with us is that we know everything, but we have to walk the talk. So that is the main thing. Shukrana Guruji for sending like Anita Aunty, and it was really a blissful time. We will miss this readings. Thank you, Aunty.
Thank you.
Aunty,
Thank you, Sam.
the way you said "bacha" all throughout the book, it almost felt
Yeah.
like Guruji is talking to us, and we are his
Yeah.
bachas. It was
Yes.
so beautiful. Every time you said "bacha," and I would
Mhm.
just look at Guruji and I look at you and I would say thank you.
He's always with us. He's so loving, so kind. He is so loving. He's always with us. We are his bachas. So never fear,
Very
never
true.
hesitate to approach him for anything. He's listening. He's in our heart. He knows our every wound. He knows our every hurt. He knows our every desire. So Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji.
God bless. See you all soon with another book.
Yes.
God bless.